Hey, it's Ash, the vegan neuropsychologist, and this video is about how one tiny change can completely transform your life. It can completely revolutionize your life and get rid of all of your bad habits. So I'll preface this by saying that this is all based on my experience. This is a personal account. I don't have any empirical basis or any scientific data to support what I'm about to say. I'm sure it exists, I just haven't come across it yet. So if you do find it, please leave me a comment. Let me know below if you have come across any literature about this. So having said that, let's talk about bad habits, because most of us have at least one bad habit. And the thing about these habits is that they don't just happen. They usually creep up on us slowly and insidiously and without us even realizing it. Like, we might have a really healthy diet and then we just start to eat a little bit of junk food or a bit of processed food, and before we know it, we're eating it every day. Or we skip a couple of workouts and before we know it, we've stopped exercising altogether. So it's not like these habits just happen to us overnight. They creep up on us so slowly that we might not even realize it. But by remaining vigilant and diligent to our daily activities, we can actually combat the bad habit creep and start to turn it around and create good habits instead. So let me share my experience with you. Over the last few months, I have fallen into a whole lot of bad habits. So I've been going to bed a bit later than I should, been wasting a little bit too much time online on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and so on. Haven't been drinking quite as much water as I should, being a breastfeeding mum. Been skipping a few meals or eating meals way later than I should. Sometimes this means that my food choices aren't as great as they could be. I could probably increase my intake of greens and vegetables. I also noticed that as a result of all of this, my effectiveness and productivity weren't quite up to scratch. They weren't quite as good as normal. Now, that's not to say that I wasn't getting anything done, and in isolation, none of these habits are all that bad, but I had a whole bunch of little things that were just annoying me and I wanted to change them. And when I wrote them all down, it just seemed totally overwhelming. I didn't even know where to begin. So I decided that I was just going to make one change in one area. That was it. That was all that my mind could handle at that time. So the change that I decided to make was to start sleeping earlier. Not anything too ridiculous, just about 30 to 60 minutes earlier than usual. And that was it. That was the only habit that I attempted to change. But the results just blew me away, because even though I had this list of other things that I wanted to change and I wasn't going to touch any of them, just by going to bed earlier, it actually affected all of the other things too. And now I'm noticing improvements in all other aspects of my life. So because I'm going to bed earlier, I realize I wake up a little bit earlier, which means that I get to start the day on my terms rather than being dragged out of bed by my toddler or by my family members. So because I'm waking up a little bit earlier, I remember to drink a lot of water in the morning so that I'm properly hydrated right from the get-go. And because I'm better hydrated in the morning, it means that my digestive system works with a lot more efficiency. And the link between hydration and digestive efficiency, that's been well studied and well documented. So waking up earlier, better hydration, better digestive efficiency means that I can actually have a decent breakfast in the morning. I feel hungry enough to have a decent breakfast. I'm not sure about you, but for me, if I'm not well rested, sometimes I just don't feel that hungry in the morning. So I can actually start the day on a really good note because I'm having lots of water, having a good decent breakfast at the moment, having lots of banana and kale smoothies. And because I'm having a good breakfast, I have a lot of energy to get through the morning, get me through until lunchtime, and my energy isn't wavering or flagging. It means that my thinking is on point. I can be more productive and more effective in any endeavor that I choose. So just by making this one change, going to bed half an hour to an hour earlier than usual, is having this downstream effect, and it's improving all the other areas in my life, all the other bad habits that I wanted to eliminate. It's absolutely amazing because I never thought that this would happen. I was never expecting it to happen. So now to make sure that I stick with it, because I don't want the bad habits to creep back in, so I'm staying vigilant, I'm being diligent and making sure that I go to bed at the early time, because when I'm well rested, I notice that everything else kind of falls into place. So my suggestion for you, if you notice you've got a few bad habits, pick the one thing that you think is going to make the biggest difference to you. Maybe for you it is bedtime, or maybe it's something else. Pick the thing that you know needs to change and change it. Just change that one thing. Start doing it every day. Have a look and see how it affects your life. So that's it from me. I trust you found this valuable. Let me know your thoughts. Leave me a comment down below, and if you've come across any literature supporting this as well, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.